So let's begin. Let's start with sitting up straight. Hands on your knees, back straight. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes. And start to inhale and exhale. Long inhalations and long exhalations. Gently bring your hands together. Start rubbing them together. And place them on your closed eyelids. Rub your hands across your face. And with a few blinks, open your eyes. Now let's start with neck rotations. Inhale as your head goes back. And exhale as it comes forward. Large circles with your neck. Let's go in the other direction. Inhale as your head goes back. And exhale as it comes forward. Now inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up. And exhale, look down. Once again, inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. And then come to the center and let's look from side to side. And then once again, come to the center and ear to shoulder. Okay, now stop the practice. Now interlock your fingers together. Extend the arms up, as far up as you can take them. Lock your elbows. Try to push the elbows back also. The upper arm should be right behind your ears. So they should not be in front of the ears, but behind the ears. And then release your arms. Right hand on left knee and twist back. Make it a gentle twist. You can bend your right elbow slightly so that you can pull the right side of the body forward. Left side goes back. Now come back to the center. Interlock your fingers together. Extend your arms up, slightly back. And again, release your arms. Left hand on right knee and then twist back. And come back. Now place your hand flat on the floor in front of you. Walk forward and try and place your forehead, nose or chin on the floor. Stay there. Slowly walk your hands back. And then place both hands on either side of the right leg and then walk forward. And stay there. And slowly walk back. And then place both hands on either side of the left and then walk forward. And come back. Now place your right hand on the floor next to you. Reach out with the left. Look up at the ceiling. Stay there. Again, here you're trying to move your elbow back, move your arm back. And now come back. Now the same thing on the other side. You're going to take the right hand out, look up at the ceiling, try to push the right hand as far behind your head as you can, and come back. Alright, now take your mat and take it close to a wall. So the shorter end of the mat should touch the wall. If you have a bolster, if you don't have a bolster, that's fine. Place it about 2 inches or 2 or 3 inches away from the wall. Make it 3 inches for today. Place it 2 or 3 inches away from the wall. And if you don't have a bolster, that's also fine. Keep your belt handy. Make the belt long. As in undo the belt the loop of the belt, and keep that with you. Yeah. Now, you're going to lie down with your legs up the wall and the legs together. So you're taking both legs up. Your hip, if you're on a bolster, your hips are on top of the bolster. Your glutes are lightly touching the wall, just lightly touching. If you don't have a bolster, you're doing the same thing on the floor. That's all. The same thing on the floor. By and large, everybody should be able to do this. If you have pain in the back, like if this causes you to feel some sort of pain in the back, then increase your distance from the wall. Okay, so then you will come like about 2 feet away from the wall or 1 foot away from the wall. And stay there. Stay there. Vipreet Karani, legs up the wall. Relax your abdomen. You can bend your arms and place them on the floor, almost like they're at right angles on the floor. Palms facing up. Now, extend the legs, make them wide, and for this, go ahead and use a belt. Okay? So take your belt and actually you'll have to loop it to the widest loop that you can make it, if you have a belt. If you don't have a belt, you can just keep your legs wide, that's all. So your belt, you're going to make it the widest loop that the belt can accommodate, and then place this loop around your feet and then widen the feet. Around the feet, yeah. So not around the ankles, but around the feet. So it's like your feet are trying to pull that belt apart. Yeah. And continue to relax your abdomen. So even though, your feet are really wide, they should remain passive. It's not an active position for the feet. So you can release the toes, like the toes can be pointed up or out, whatever position is comfortable for them at this point in time. Rennie, you can decrease the space between the feet, make it a smaller V. Yeah, something like that, yes. Yeah, something like that, good. Yes. Okay, now you're going to release the belt and then bend your legs in the Sukhasana. Okay, like the cross-legged pose, the easy pose, and you're still on top, and it's almost like you're sitting on the wall. The Sukhasana is against the wall. Keep your hands relaxed again. Do not put the hands on your abdomen. The hands are out to the sides. It can be a loose Sukhasana. Don't worry about getting both knees on the wall or anything like that. It can be a very loose Sukhasana. Okay. Now, if you can, go ahead and make a Padmasana with your legs. And if you're unable to do full Padmasana, stay in Sukhasana. Stay in Sukhasana if you're unable to do the full Padmasana. again, the legs should be relaxed. Padmasana, the lotus position. The right foot on the left thigh, left foot on the right thigh. Okay, switch the crossing of the legs in Padmasana now. Or in Sukhasana. Whatever you're doing, just switch the crossing of the legs. Now, feet in Baddha Konasana, a loose Baddha Konasana. Don't worry about bringing the feet really close to the groin. Make it a loose and relaxed Baddha Konasana. Okay, now while you do the Baddha Konasana, notice what's happening to your back. The back, because it's been on the floor for so long, it's very straight, and also because with the different leg positions, you've provided some kind of traction also to the back. So these positions against a wall, that's something that you want to do every morning. Once we get out of this, you'll see how much easier the movements become once we come out of this. But the basic thing is that in the morning or whenever your back is very tight, and like hamstrings are very tight, glutes are very tight, it's good to do some passive stretching where you feel like you're resting also, yet your body is stretching. Good to do that so to prepare your body for more advanced movements. Okay, now legs straight again. Vipreet Karani, legs up the wall pose. And start to push your heels slightly up now. Even if you feel that your knees are not touching the wall, or if you feel that you're unable to keep your knees straight, you're still pushing the heels up, like inching the heels up. Good. Okay, now you can bend your knees and roll off. Roll to the right or the left and come out of this position. If you're using a bolster, place it aside. And now you can bring your mat back to the center and come into your downward dog with your feet together. So your hands are on the floor. Actually, let's do it with the feet wide apart first. So feet distance of the mat apart. And you can lift your heels up and push your tailbone up. Push the tailbone up. Stay. Yes, stay. So in this position, you don't want to overstretch, but you do want to slowly inch the chest closer and closer to the knees, but very slowly, because this is just the beginning. You're not using excessive force. In fact, you're not using any force. You're gently kind of coaxing your body to come closer to the knees. Now bring your feet together. Yeah, and now you can try to roll the thighs in and push the tailbone up. And your heels are still lifted off of the floor because again, we're focusing on the lower back. And the lower back can stretch more if the heels are up. Now bring the right leg forward in between your hands. You're keeping the back knee up. Do not put it down. And try to gently push the hips down as you keep the back knee straight. Yeah, so the leg is in between your hands. You can even be on your fingertips, because that also helps in straightening the back, like the back straightens more, which is what you want. Yeah, and now switch legs. So take the right leg back and then bring the left leg forward. And again the same thing. You're pushing the hips down as you tighten the back leg. And your fingertips, you have the option of placing the fingertips on the floor or the entire palm on the floor. But you must be able to feel the lower back in whichever position you choose. You should be able to feel a lengthening of the back. Good. Go back into your downward dog now. Now you can still keep your feet together in downward dog. Push the toes into the floor. Push the thighs into each other so the inner thighs are touching. And your heels are lifted, and of course that makes the hips also lift up higher. Now go into your Adho Mukha Virasana, which is your child's pose, knees on the floor, toes together. Start to extend the arms forward. Extend the arms forward. And then let's go back into the downward dog. Good. And then step forward into Uttanasana on the outsides of the mat. So the feet are wide apart, like on the outer edges of the mat. Outer edges of your feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Push your fingertips into the floor and straighten the back. Straighten the back. Stay. Yeah, very nice. Very good. Good, Nidhi. Good, Nisha. Everybody, notice how far down you can actually come. See, you're able to touch your fingertips. Maybe some of you may be able to touch your hands on the floor. Mrs. Rishi, try to push your heels slightly out. Just see what happens. The heels out. Toes in, heels out. Monica, you also just try to push the heels out just a little bit. Yeah, like that. Yes. And then see how that changes the posture. And that's actually how the posture is supposed to be. The heels are out. Toes are slightly in. Yes. Kiran, try to bring your feet inside the mat. Inside the mat. Yes. Very good. Very nice. Good, guys. Very nice. Okay. And then slowly come up. And let's get ready for the Surya Namaskars. Okay, so before we do because we did a forward bend, take your feet slightly apart, like about hip width apart, toes are going out. Yeah. And then place your thumbs on the tailbone. So here your toes are going apart. You do not keep your toes facing forward. The toes are slightly apart, like pointing out, yes. And then start to push your thumb into the lower back and a gentle stretch back. Just because we were doing a forward bend, you're now doing a small back bend, the elbows closer to you. So roll your shoulders back, tighten your thighs, keep the knees straight. When you bend the knees, that sort of intensifies the back bend, and we don't want that right now. Tighten your thighs, yeah, push back, good. And then come up. Now come to the front of your mat and we'll start with the Surya Namaskars. Hands in the Namaskar Mudra. And let's begin. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward. Right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana. Right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Two more. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. One more. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Good. Go into your child's pose, relax. Have a sip of water and relax. Alright, now, once again, come into your downward dog. So, you're going to keep your feet together or just 2 inches apart. So, not even hip width, just 2 inches apart or very close together. And press your hands down into the floor as you push the hips up. Press the hands down. Roll the thighs up. Roll the thighs in, push the hips up. Good. Now, knees on the floor. Okay, now, if you have a bolster or a block, go ahead and get either one of these. You're going to go into your Virasana. And if you are not able to do the Virasana for whatever reason, come into your Sukhasana. Okay, so if you have knee injuries, only then you come into your Sukhasana. Otherwise, come into your Virasana. So, what you're going to do is, either you're going to place your bolster here or a block. So, if I show it with a block, here's my block. I will place both feet on either side of the block. Okay? Roll your thighs out and then sit back. So I'm sitting on a block right now. I could have sat on the bolster also. Bolster works better and you have to sit on the edge of the bolster. It's important to sit on the edge of the bolster. The last like 4 or 5 inches of the bolster is important. Yeah. Monica, if you're using the bolster, put it vertically. Like if you're using that, you roll something up, yeah, put it vertically, yes. And you sit on the edge, yes. Okay, everybody knees together. Gitanjali, knees together. Bring your knees together, shins rolled out. All that flesh, all that muscle of the shins rolled outward. Yes, and your heels also out. So you should be able to insert your hand in between your thigh and your heels. It should be like that. Yes, good. And once you do that, you should also, like there should be a little bit of space also that I can, push it out slightly. Like there is that much give, like it can move that, there's that much flexibility. Now, all 10 toes, push all 10 toes down into the floor, because what happens is only the big toe goes down and the little toes are just, kind of lifted up. So push all 10 toes down, and now you're going to place your hands on your the soles of the feet and roll the shoulders back. If you're in Sukhasana, place your fingertips on the floor next to your thighs and lift the chest up. Lift the chest up, roll the shoulders back. Your shoulders and shoulder blades should be able to roll back into the sockets, into the chest, lifting the sternum up. Do not lean back. Don't lean back. So we're not leaning back, you're keeping the spine perpendicular to the floor. Now everybody interlock your fingers together, extend the arms up. The side of the body should make should be perpendicular to the floor. We should see one line. One straight line. Good. Okay. Now, hands down. Now leave the block or the bolster, whatever you're using, leave it where it is. Come into your downward dog. Okay, so you can keep your hands on the floor and keep your feet on the outside of the block or the bolster. So no need to bring the feet together. You can keep it on the outside of whatever prop you're using. Push the hips up, roll the thighs in. You can lift your heels up also, because that will again straighten the back. Rolling the thighs in will also become easier if your heels are up. Tighten your thighs, Nidhi. Tighten the thighs. The back of the leg should be in a straight line. Yeah, press the hands down. Press them down. Good. Once again, let's come into your Virasana. So roll the thighs out and sit. Yeah, knees together. Knees together. Also, just for you, look down at your thighs and try to push the thighs down. Imagine the socket, the hip socket, and try to push these thighs down. And that is the movement that the thighs are supposed to be doing. So for many of you, you may feel like the hips are lifting up. There can be that sense of discomfort where you feel that the hips are lifting up and there is no flexibility in the thighs. But actually the thighs have to sink down, all the way down to the floor. That is the whole point of the Virasana, that you're able to draw the femur bones further into the hip joint, like the hip socket. Stay there. Once again, interlock your fingers together, extend the arms up. Good. And release. And now, those of you who are on a block and want to experiment with coming down on the floor in Virasana, go ahead and come down on the floor. Just for a second, if you want to. If you don't, you can stay up on the block. Keep the back straight. Keep the back straight. In Virasana, you should be able to push the hips down as you expand the tummy, as your navel lifts away from the groin. But do not come out of the posture. Don't come out of the posture, because then you're giving the knees a break and then you start from zero again. Okay, now go back to your prop. If you're on the floor, you can go back to the prop. Now, place your left hand on the right knee, and if you're with your right hand, you're going to take it back. So you could, if you're on a bolster, you could hold the edge of the bolster. If you're on the floor, go ahead and press the hands down into the floor, fingertips down, but you're opening the chest. Keep your knees together. Remember to keep the knees together. Roll the right shoulder back. Good. And then let's do the same thing on the other side. So the right hand on the left knee and then twist back. Yeah, so you're gently also pushing the left hand down as well as opening the left shoulder out. All these things are important. Good. And come back to the center. Interlock your fingers together. Extend the arms up. For those of you who are in Sukhasana, push the knees down also. Yeah, because you're working on the hip, and so even in Sukhasana, if you want to activate the hips, you push the knees down. Good. Release. Release the arms. Now go into your downward dog again. So place your hands on the floor and keep your feet distance of the prop apart. So whether it's the mat, whether it's the bolster or the block, place your feet on the outer edge of that thing. And then try and push the heels down. Now you can try and push the heels down. Keep pressing the hands into the floor as you push your heels down, as you roll the thighs in. Good. Okay, now step forward, Uttanasana, and then stand up. Now roll this prop off of the mat and come in for your Trikonasana. So stand in the Trikonasana stance, legs wide. If you need a block for Trikonasana, you can use a block behind the leg. Yeah. Take your legs wide apart. Turn the right foot out. Inhale, take your hands up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. Now extend to the right side and place your hand either on your block or whatever prop you're using, or hold anywhere that you can reach on the leg. But try to straighten the sides of the body. Remember, that's the important thing in Trikonasana. The sides are supposed to be straight, chest is open. So whatever props you need for that, you must use. Push your hips forward also. Push the hips forward. Yes, press the entire sole of the foot into the floor. Press the soles into the floor. Widen the chest. Good. Come up. Now right leg in, left leg out. Yes, press the hands, the feet down into the floor. That's important. Now extend to the left side and then place your hand anywhere that you can reach. Anywhere that you can reach. Yes, open the chest. Push the feet down, soles down. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen the side of the body. Raji, the chest is open too much. Can you decrease the opening of the chest? You're now just widening the chest. Reduce that openness. Bring the shoulders in line with each other. Yeah. It also helps to move the upper hand slightly forward, because what happens is we try to push it really far back, but today we want an open chest, so we want an equal opening on both sides. Good. Come up. Come up, hands down, go into your downward dog. Walk the legs in, go into the downward dog. Feet hip width distance apart. Initially we start with the heels up. Heels up. Yeah. Monica, feet in slightly. Bring your feet closer to each other. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Good. Those of you with the heels up, you can now start to slowly push the heels down to the floor. Good. Knees on the floor. And now sit down for your Dandasana. Now you're going to take your feet forward. In fact, if you have a block with you, place a block between the knees, or between the thighs actually, not the knees, between the thighs. If you have a block with you. Now pull the flesh of the buttocks out so that the back is straight. The tailbone is pushed down, back straight. Place your fingertips right next to your hips. Roll the shoulders back and look forward. Keep squeezing that block in. Squeeze that block with your thighs. Push your heels out. Lift the sternum up. If possible, place the entire palm on the floor and lift up. Toes are pointed up to the ceiling and back towards you. So the toes have to be active. Roll the thighs in. Stronger. Roll the thighs in more. Back is supposed to be straight. So just walk forward about 1 centimeter with your hands. 1 centimeter. Yes. Bring your chest forward about 2 centimeters. Yes. Lift the sternum up. Lift the sternum up. More. Good. Everybody interlock your fingers together. Extend the arms up. Arms up. Keep pushing the thighs down and into the block as you lift the sternum up. Biceps in line with the ears. In line with the ears. Not too far back. Ms. Rishi, bring the hands further forward. Yeah, so that they're in line with the ears. Also rolled back and down. Neck is long. Sides of the neck are long. Push the heels into the floor. Push the shins into the floor. Back of the knees into the floor. Release. Now place your left hand on the right knee, twist back. Yes, keep lengthening the spine. You should not be leaning back on the hand, the right hand. The right hand is just propping you up. It's just propping you up. So if you feel that you're tilted back, you need to bring the hand closer to you and lift the chest up. Open the spine, especially the thoracic spine. Good, come back. Now twist to the other side. So right hand on the left knee and twist. Yes, have that sense that you can lift up even without this left hand. So you have to, although you're pushing the fingertips down into the floor to get that corresponding lift on the spine, you still want to push the hands, the legs down and lift the sternum up. So just push the fingertips into the floor. You're still leaning back. Actually lean forward, Tejasvi. Yes, lean forward like that. More. Yes. Yes, like that. Yes, and you'll be able to twist now. Twist more. Good. Good. Okay, now release. Come into the downward dog. Feet slightly together, 2 inches together, and come into the downward dog. Yeah, lengthen the spine. Press the hands down into the floor, lengthen the spine. Now bring the right leg forward in between your hands, and here go into your Trikonasana. So you can place your fingertips on the floor or use a block under your hands, whatever you need, and lift the other hand up and straighten your spine. Open the chest. You open the chest by rotating the spine, not by pushing the shoulder blades back. Good. Now hands down, take the right leg back and bring the left leg forward and go into your Trikonasana. Trikonasana. Yes, use whichever props you need, So determine where you need help with the Trikonasana and accordingly use whatever props. Good. Hands down. Now go back into your downward dog. And now knees on the floor and Once again, go into your Virasana. So take your blocks and place the blocks between the feet or your bolster also, whatever you were using. Yeah, bolster or block. Roll the shins out. The most important component aspect of your Virasana is the ability to roll the shins out, to grab that mass of muscle and to roll it out. Okay. Now, you're going to do a twist again, but this time you're going, okay, Mrs. Rishi, you could actually place the right foot on top of the left thigh. You can do Ardha Padmasana and do the twist. Yeah? Because what we're going to do now is you're going to take the right hand and you're going to take it behind your back and try to touch your left foot, left heel with it, and then twist back. So you're touching the left heel. You're holding that left heel with your right hand. See if you can go all the way back like that. If you're unable to touch the heel, you just turn your hand around. So I'll just do it like this so that you can see the back also. So you twist, you hold the heel and you twist. Open the chest and you twist. And if you're unable to hold the heel, you try to take the hand as far back as you can. Good. Let's do the same thing on the other side now. So now you take the left hand and try to hold the right heel and twist in the other direction. And stay there. Good. Okay, come on. Now, if you have a bolster, go ahead and grab a bolster. If you have a block, and if you only have a block, then just use the block. But if you have a bolster, the option of a bolster, go ahead and use a bolster. Sit on top of the bolster or the block, legs forward. If you're using blocks, take 2 blocks. Okay, so one, place one under you and one slightly behind you. Bend your right leg at the knee. Yes. Now take your left hand up and place it on the outside of the right knee and twist back. Twist back. Yes. And now push the right hip down, the right glute down. That will also help in straightening, keeping the back straight so you don't overstretch on one side. Look at your left foot. The toes should be pointing up. That left leg should be pushed down. And have this sense of expansion, which means that you're extending in all directions. Okay, so if your elbow is pushing into the knee is also pushing into the elbow. If your spine is straight, it's extending up and it is extending down. The knee is up, but the glute is down. The right hand is pushing down, but it is lifting the chest up. So this is expansion. Collapsing would be you're going in the same direction. Good. Release. Now the same thing on the other side. So you're going to take the right leg forward, left leg in. Take the right hand up. Place it on the outside of the left. Yes. And adjust yourself in this position. Yes, not everybody will have the elbow like really pushed into this knee very comfortably or very securely, but you try. You are kind of leaning forward and that's absolutely fine. If you're leaning into the left thigh, that's fine. But you should not be leaning back. Feel how the thigh is crushing your abdomen. Yet you're able to breathe because your chest is open. Again, try to expand in this position. Widen the chest, expand. Now, grab a belt. For those of you who have a belt, we're gonna bind this posture now. So, let me show it to you on this side. Okay, I'll do the left side as you guys do the right side. Okay, so bend your right leg at the knee. Okay, those of you who are so there are many. So we're gonna do variations of this posture. You stop at the variation that is good for you. Okay, so now so you're on the right side. Lift the left hand up and place it on the inner edge. On the outer edge of your right foot, right knee. Yes, so if you're able to do this securely, you're able to twist the spine comfortably, there's no pain anywhere, and your elbow, is comfortably settled there on the outside of the knee. Now see if you can extend your left hand and hold your left leg, left shin with the left hand. Yes, you are leaning forward, and that's absolutely fine. To lean forward into the leg is absolutely fine. Yes, extend and hold. If you're not able to extend and hold, then just stay where you are. If you're not able to do the next progression of the asana, then you come back to the previous progression and you stay there. And then eventually you make your way to the next progression. But it's important to hold it. Satya, the other way. Yes, the other way. All right. Okay, now for those of you who can hold this progression, everybody stay where you are, just like you are. Now, those of you who are able to hold the shin, you're gonna now try to rotate the left hand inwards and see if you can bind the hands behind your back. So you could either hold the hands together, or you could use the belt to grab, to bring the hands closer to each other. So twist. See if you can. Otherwise, go to the last progression that you could do, the last variation that you could do well. Go there and stay there. The longer you spend in that variation, the quicker you'll come to the next variation. Time is essential. Good Nidhi, good Raji. Yeah, very nice. Good. Come up. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you're going to bring your left leg up. Extend the right hand up and on the outside. Get comfortable here. Even if you can do the final posture, even if you can bind behind, you still need to go through the progressions of the asanas. You cannot go from the base to the final posture in one go. You have to take time and you have to open the body progressively. Yes, so wherever you are, with whatever you're doing right now, remember you are leaning forward. Do not lean back. Okay, so you are leaning forward, which is why we are on a height. Okay, and if you feel even on this height you are leaning back, increase the height. Okay, now extend the hand out. Those of you who are moving forward, extend the hand out. Hold the shin. Try your best. Yes. Open the chest. Here you'll only be able to open the chest if you are leaning forward. If you're leaning back, your hand comes away from the shin. You're not able to hold the hand. Yeah, and then you lean back and the chest collapses. Yes. Now, those of you who want to go further, go ahead, internally rotate your right hand and hold both hands behind your back, either with a belt or just with the hands. Yeah, you should experiment to see how far you can go and then assess how far you can go and then do the posture that is best for you. Good. Okay, come up. Come up. And if you can come close to the screens, I want to just show you the importance of having this height under you, okay, which is why a bolster or something is very important. Because see, if I were to do this here, okay, there is a tendency to lean back. Yeah, for most people, there's this tendency to lean back. but in this posture you actually lean forward. It seems to me that I'm leaning forward, but now when I look at the screen, it's like my spine is straight. But I have the sensation that I'm leaning forward. I'll show it to you from the other side. Now see, if I lean back, let me just get into this posture. If I lean back, this hand will never go anywhere. I will never be able to do this because I'm just falling. But if I lean forward, if I squeeze my abdomen and I lean forward, then this comes more easily. Okay? Then this also comes more easily. I can open the chest, right? But before you cultivate that strength to be able to lean forward, you need some help. So I'm using this. A lot of people may need this, but you have to get that sense that you are leaning forward. There has to be the sense that I'm falling forward, because only then will you be able to do it this way. Otherwise, you're doing this, right? If you look, my tailbone is here, but where is my sternum? It's behind, right? I mean, it's not in a straight line. If I want my sternum to be right above my tailbone, it's somewhere here. Like somewhere with sternum and tailbone are in one line. And here I do feel like I'm leaning forward. Which is why I always say either put your fingertips on the floor, because the moment you try to put your hand on the floor, then this happens. This will not happen if like my shoulders are like long enough and I can really press down, and then I'll probably be able to get the hand down, right? But initially for everybody, you have to get the sensation that I'm leaning forward. If I'm leaning forward, look, this becomes easy. So that's the importance of having the height under you. Yeah, for that forward, to be able to lean forward and to be able to then extend forward, right? So let's just try this once more. If you have any questions, I'll take them. But let's just try this once more. If you have a height, if you want to increase the height, whatever it is, try this posture on both sides. This is Marichasana. Marichasana C, I think, or B, Marichasana B. So again, bend your right leg and try and come forward with that little leaning forward. Another advantage of leaning forward is that the left leg then doesn't sleep, it participates. Yes. Now see, can you hold the shin? How close are you to that shin? Are you closer? Even if you're like a centimeter closer, you are closer. Good. If you want to rotate that elbow in, the left hand in, and you want to try to hold both hands behind your back, go ahead and give that a shot. You can use your belt also. But appreciate that upward lift. Yeah. Once you're done on one side, go ahead and try it on the other side also. Take your time and try it on the other side. Yeah, till whatever point you can go. Good. Okay, now come out. Now take your belt. If you have a block, go ahead and place a block under your head, or place anything soft under the head. Before we go into the Shavasana, we'll just straighten the back slightly, a little like relaxation for the legs. So lie down, keep your belt close to you, head lifted. Now take the right leg up. Yes, toes are pulled in, leg is straight, and you're trying to like basically pull that leg down into the socket. Then you can straighten the leg also. And when you straighten the left leg, try to push the left thigh down, which means that take your awareness to your left groin, inner groin, and try to roll it inwards. Awareness of the left quadricep, and then try to roll it inwards. All the muscles will behave. Okay, now left leg up, right foot first on the floor. Then straighten the right leg. Roll the right thigh in. Yeah, really roll that thigh inwards. That is also what gives you that traction. Left leg is up, but the right leg also impacts the way the muscles behave, the lower back muscles. Now both legs up. Yeah, relax your groin, relax the knees. Good. And then feet on the floor. And now go into your Shavasana. Relax. Relax. Hands out to the sides. Feet extending outwards. Back of the hands on the floor, palms facing up. And relax. Your thighs are rotated outwards. Feet are falling away from each other. Gently bring your awareness back into your own body. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Move your face from side to side. Turn to the right. With your left hand, bring yourself up to any comfortable seated meditative asana. Sit with your back straight, your shoulders relaxed, your eyes closed. Bring your hands in the Namaskar Mudra. Start rubbing your hands together and place them on your closed eyelids. Rub your hands across your face and with a few blinks, open your eyes. Thank you. Now I'm going to unmute everybody. In case you have a question, let me know. If not, you're welcome to drop off. Yeah. Tadasana. Yeah, Kiran, your voice is like breaking a lot. I'm unable to.
1 second. 1 second.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So I was saying in Shavasana, right, at the end, my back is not flat. I have a curve.
Yeah.
So I am more comfortable if I bend my knees, then my back goes.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yes, that is okay. In fact, Satya also has the same thing where, and that's actually true for everybody. There's that natural curvature of the back. But for somebody some people to straighten the legs becomes a little more uncomfortable than for other people. So a good way, something that you could do is to place something under your knees. Go ahead and, place like a bolster or your blocks under the knees so that that curve of the knees is there and then the back rests on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah? Thanks, yeah. Bye. Other questions?
Thank you.
Thanks, Tejasvi. Thanks, guys. Bye.